Mm, 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 mm. Ah. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am, you know, OG Big Sam, it's Mad Monday. I'm sorry for being late, but, it was unavoidable. But I'm here still with you to get it in. A couple of things we're going to talk about with the defense coming up in hate week, and as you can see, defense got to step up and clean up, you know. Is there going to be Hitman Hellum citing Abernathy? We're going to get more of the young fellas Phillips. These questions that are here for this week. Um, as far as the defense is concerned, I think on your Big O is going to be, back on the field. And that make life a little bit better for um, CC and Street. Um, hopefully we won't have any, missteps, by Zoe and Edmund Ketty again, keep it contained. Um, the Saints got a few injuries. But we know we're going to see a lot of Taysom Hill. We know we're going to see a lot of Camaro. So, run defense got to be on point. Um, you know, and hopefully these missed tackles, sloppy tackling, not right, but will be cleaned up this week as well. But we're coming in with a specific mission to shut it down. You know what I'm saying? From a defense perspective. And I was listening to, Gray and Nielsen earlier this week, and that was the message that was relayed, coming in to shut it down. It's gonna be physical, it's gonna be nasty, it's gonna be ugly, it's gonna be gritty, nothing about it. Y'all hear me say all the time, this game of football ain't cute, it ain't pretty. A lot of people try to put, lipstick, mascara, and eyeliner on the pig, so to speak, but it's still a pig. It's just, the analogy of this game. This game is ugly. This game is, nasty. It's harsh. There are going to be a lot of train wrecks this week in this game, from defense perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's, like the title says, D got to step up. D got to clean it up. They've been, on the lagging end of things the last couple of weeks. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, first off, just want to say what's happening to everybody. I know, I kind of got to throw it off with this time, but, work kind of had me, jammed up. It was unavoidable. But I'm here to give y'all my defensive calls to pause, like always, and those who, probably had to go back from lunch or, they're still at work, you can go to OGN TV and, pull it up, check it out, share it, while we on that, side of things, hit like, hit follow, share, subscribe. Now I got a 200 subscript, 200 subs mission at this point. I'm trying to get that up. We do on this side of the conglomerate. You know what I mean? So it's really, dive into this week, have a good understanding, from defensive perspective, you know what I mean? And and see exactly what the mission is and how things are gonna go. We ourselves have been bit by the injury bug a little bit on the defensive side of the ball. But like I said a few weeks ago, that kid Street, it was well worth the trade. He was well worth it. It's just with Big O being back this week, it's probably gonna make things a lot better for for Ellis and Landon, you know, and and the boys on the you know what I'm saying, behind them. You know what I'm saying? You could tell we was missing him, you know. But the game plan, as it were, going in, you know, we got to put a hat on. You know, we're gonna see a lot of Kamara. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're gonna see some Taysom Hill. You know, but you know, Jameis is probably gonna, you know, be the starter with Carr. You know what I'm saying? Out. You know what I'm saying? But we got to put a hat on a hat. We got to be aggressive, but we have to be disciplined as well. Fundamentally disciplined, fundamentally sound, fundamentally disciplined, fundamentally sound. You know what I'm saying? This sloppy tackling that's been going on here lately, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully we don't get none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because this is with the way this past weekend went, you know, the urgency meter is up there. This is big. You know, this is big. This is for the top slot in the South. You know what I'm saying? And getting back in that fourth spot in the playoff seedings. You know what I'm saying? Going forward. Now, you know, you hear me often say a lot, it's the defense show. And I'm gonna piggyback on just a little bit. You know what I'm saying, on what Truth, you know, said about Ridder. You know, and I said it last week as well. You know, you sometimes have to take a guy outside of himself to save him from himself. You know, Ridder's chip on his shoulder had him, you know what I'm saying, rushing, being pushing a little bit too bit instead of letting the game come to him in some instances. All right. But sitting, watching him talk the other day, I think gonna be all right. And that's all I got to say about that. Let me holler at everybody. ATL Leo, what's happening, man? Hey, Sonya. What's up, Sherman? And what's this? Miss Christy Lewis, how are you doing? And matter of fact, let me jump in, just get a little shine a little bit. Miss Christy says, lunch breaking with y'all on this rise up week. I hope our defense handles Kamara. Yeah. Keyshawn Vlad, what's happening? Yeah, that's what I was just speaking on. Because, with Carr being out and the way Sunday, last Sunday went with them, we're going to see a lot of Kamara. We're going to see a lot of Taysom Hill, on them bootlegs, them power sweeps, you know what I'm saying, with Taysom Hill. We got to be sound. We got to be disciplined, especially in our gaps and setting the edge. You know what I'm saying? And feeding them boys, feeding them, want to be outside runs back into our monsters on the inside. What's up, Mr. Knight? Yeah, very big, very big, very big. With Tampa going down, you know what I'm saying? That sets everything right in our lap, balls in our court. You know what I'm saying? It is what we have to handle, what we can control. And defensively, like the title says, defense got to step up and clean up. Because they dragged the tail a little bit over the last few weeks. With the sloppy tackling. You know what I'm saying? The overly aggressive, undisciplined play. We got to keep the game out of the zebra's hands, so to speak, and control what we can control. That's our play, our set, our mission. And defensively, that's to shut it down. Like, you know what I'm saying, like we was doing, earlier in the year. shutting it down. You know what I'm saying? The numbers, you know, that we were putting up defensively, that's what we were about. We've gotten away from that, and we need to get back to that. We got to get to Jameis. We got to get to him. We got and we, you know, force him into a lot of third and longs. And here's where the next point of view comes in, you know, on the back, especially on the back end. Because if he's out there, we just don't need to be giving up no big plays, no long plays. You know what I'm saying? With you know, being out of place, you know, biting on unnecessary play actions when we're in zone coverage and you're supposed to be covering over the top on the backside of Okudah and you're leaving him hanging out to dry. Because truth be told, if I'm Okudah, you know what I'm saying, there should have been a fight in the locker room between him and Richie Grant. Leaving him out to hang, you know what I'm saying, out to dry a few times, you know what I'm saying, not covering what he's supposed to be covering, not being where he's supposed to be. You know. And like I said, I'm hoping we see some Hitman Helms or, you know, big kid Abernathy back down on that backside. You know what I mean? And I know we're going to see some Phillips because D, he's not ready yet. He's still nursing his wounds. But yeah, that's where we're kind of at with that. Keyshawn says, if we score touchdowns in the red zone and the defense does what it's supposed to do, then we'll win. Well, just like last week, bro, you know, I think the better saying would be we continue not to turn the ball over. Not turn the ball over and put up points, and the defense does what it's supposed to do, then we'll be fine. If the defense does what it's supposed to do, unlike that fourth quarter in the previous week, we'll be fine. You know, that's why I said we got to play, you know what I'm saying, fundamentally sound, disciplined football on the defensive side going forward. You know, if the offense hands you a lead in the fourth quarter with not a whole lot of time on the clock, then you need to handle that. You need to handle that. I'm giving the offensive boys, you know what I'm saying, some flowers a little bit on last week because 23 points should have been enough to win that game. We had that. You know what I'm saying? We had that. If we hand you a lead in the fourth quarter, we're supposed to end the game with the lead, you know what I'm saying, from that aspect. You know, that's just the way I see that. You know. Sonya says, do you think our DC will really dial it up against this? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You know, like I said, it's going to be nasty. It's going to be greasy. You know what I'm saying? You know that old saying? You know fat meat greasy? You know what I'm saying? You trying to bust on to the white meat. We go die, you know, put hands and hat on Jameis Winston. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, put hands and hat on Kamara and Taysom Hill. We do those three like that. You know what I'm saying? And we if we can have them punts more than they score. You know what I'm saying? You know, keep them in between the 20s instead of, you know what I'm saying, inside the 20s. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So yeah, I really believe that, you know what I'm saying, that Nielsen is going, yeah, they're gonna dial it up. They're gonna dial it up. Cause I know Big O gonna be amped. I know Caden gonna be amped. You know what I'm saying? I know that for a fact. They're gonna be itching to bust some hats. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you now. That underneath game, trying to get that thing behind, you know, right behind the linebackers, in between the linebackers and safeties. That's gonna be a danger zone right there. It's gonna be a danger zone. So it's gonna be some decapitation going on. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, they don't call it hate week for nothing. They don't call it hate week for nothing. One of the most storied, people talk that noise about, the Redskins and Cowboys. People talk that noise, about, the Steelers and the Ravens. A lot of you, they talk that noise about some of these other rivals. You know what I'm saying? Giants and Cowboys. Eagles and Giants. You know what I'm saying? Packers, Bears. Packers, Vikings. You know what I'm saying? But this here right here, this right here, these dirty birds and these ain'ts, yeah, it ain't it ain't pretty, it ain't cute. You know what I'm saying? The swamp against the, you know what I'm saying, that red clay. Yeah, it's you could throw records out, you could throw whatever kind of year each team is having out the window when it comes to these Saints and Dirty Birds. You know what I'm saying? And it's always been like that. It's always been like that. It really, and the one thing I will say, without Matt and without Drew, you know what I'm saying? Because with those two, it was always known it's gonna come down to which quarterback has the ball at the end. Then it always did. It always did when those two guys was in the mix. This right here, I think it's gonna come down to these two defenses. I think it's gonna come down to these two defenses. Krista says, "I hope we break out scoring." I don't think it's gonna be much different from what we did the previous week. It was pretty much a balanced call. We ran the ball pretty well. We didn't get into a lot of third and longs in that game. You know what I'm saying? And I think if we continue that with the balance, and getting those tough yards on first and second down, moving the chains, you know what I'm saying, shortening the game, you know what I mean? No matter that. I hear what people are saying about red zone scoring and all of that. But, if we have more, if we have more, scoring drives, what I mean, no matter if it's a field goal or a touchdown, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, if we have the ball, 6 times and we score 5 of those 6 times, 2 or 3 touchdowns, couple field goals, you know what I'm saying, 3, 4 field goals, you know what I'm saying, couple touchdowns, in this right here, because I haven't seen the Saints, have many games where they put up over 24 points this year. Correct, and if anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, they haven't really had a lot of luck, with their scoring output this year either. But when I saw from us last week, we've 23, 24, 25, and and our defense is getting to it, we're gonna be good. Yeah, it's yeah. You're right with that, ATL. You're right. It's always hate with them birds and man. It is. What up, Corey? What up? What's happening, bro? Nice to see you in here. Appreciate you showing up. Winning is back on the menu. It's always been on the menu. I'm just saying, it's always been on the menu. We just had to, clean up the turnovers. It wasn't like, what I'm saying, we were not doing everything else right. A lot of people were doing a whole lot of other things out of proportion, but when it came down to it, in 4 out of the 6 games we have lost due to turnovers. Plain and simple. We've lost due to turnovers. We seem to have cleaned that up in the last game. And if we continue with that, we're just a hard team to beat with that. You know, uh, the team about to get it right and make a push. Definitely, yeah, yeah, yeah. Could we possibly see a CP and Tyler game? I think so. I think so because this is a right instance for them with the physicality. You know what I'm saying? You know, um, this is a right, what I'm saying, thing for the physicality. And I'm gonna get into that Wednesday. I'm gonna get into that Wednesday with the offense. You know what I'm saying? Because I have some things to say, what I'm saying, about all this generational talent talk. You know what I'm saying? I have a few things, and some people are not gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm reserving it. Y'all tune in Wednesday now. Y'all tune in Wednesday. But for that, I have some very, harsh things to say to these people about the generational talent thing. You know, you're saying, what I'm saying? You're out here reading your own ink and believing the hype. Like I said, the artist formerly known as the Unicorn and B Honey Mustard. Yeah, yeah. Tune in Wednesday for that. Tune in Wednesday for that. But this defense, yeah, like the title says, got to, step it up and clean up. You know what I mean? And that's, getting back on track and playing fundamentally disciplined football on the defensive side and and cleaning up the sloppy tackling. You know what I'm saying? That's been the tune and the theme in practice. You know what I'm saying? This week, that was the message. You know what I'm saying? Giving coming from Coach Gray and Coach Nielsen, and the mission is this game come in and shut it down. Dude, make no mistake about it. Them boys know what they know what it is coming this week. It's amped up hate week. You know what I'm saying? We got coaches on this staff that used to work. You know what I'm saying? For that organization, we have players on this roster. They used to play for those. Oh yeah, it's big. It's big of epic proportions. It's big. It's big. It's big. Big O, you know what I'm saying? Caden Ellis, Nielsen, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And our GM worked for that organization a decade plus. Yeah, this is big. I'm willing to bet that those guys had this game marked down on the calendar when the schedule came out. I'm willing to bet that all of them had their game marked, had this after the bye week. These ain't. Oh yeah. I know they put a nice big old, what I'm saying, swamp killer, what I'm saying, on the calendar right next to, right next to that. I think, like I said, with Omanyata being back, I think, what I'm saying, it's gonna, help, what I'm saying, Calais and Big Street, out. It's going to kind of sort of put everything back in its working order a little bit. We're going to be able to accomplish some things. Like I said, hat on a hat. We're gonna see a lot of Taysom Hill. We're gonna see a lot of Kamara. But we can put them in a lot of 3rd and 8s and 3rd and 12 situations. For that matter, what I'm saying, 2nd and 10. move the line of scrimmage into a backfield. Yeah, it's gonna make for interesting football theater. Yeah, I see we got 17 eyes on this thing, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get 17 likes on the board, if you will. Please, please. Can we do that? 17 likes? Can we do that? Can we get 17 likes? You know what I'm saying? Can we get 17 subscribers? It's holiday, 'tis the season, right? You know what I'm saying? Thanksgiving around the corner, right, just before, Christmas. I'm just, it would be lovely. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got that 200 subscribers goal going on right now. Now, help a brother out. You know what I mean? Show me some love. I show it right back. I try to give y'all this good conversation. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know. What you talking about, ATL? Nielsen is ready to make them swamp rats forfeit the game. Hey, yeah, I saw in the press conference. He kind of had that. He really didn't. You know what I'm saying? Smile too much. You could tell he was. When he said it. The ultimate mission this week is to shut it down. Hey, so what I'm saying? It's gonna be some aggressive. It's gonna be some aggressive stunts. It's gonna be some aggressive blitzes. That one thing I can say about them guys on the defensive side of the ball. What I'm saying, from the coach perspective, they cause it. They cause it. They cause it. I think, like I said, in the previous weeks, we were missing Big O. You know what I'm saying? And he's back in the fold. I think it puts everybody back into their right lane, and some things are going to pop off. Of course, I just feel like a winning spirit going to take over the team like never before. And I feel that. I feel that because I don't think from a locker room perspective, everybody supports everybody. Everybody supports everybody. You know what I'm saying? And from the defensive perspective, it's a heightened sense of volatile nature, if you will. And I think it's gonna be you may see the defense shut these Saints out in the first half. You just may. You just may. Yeah. We mess around and we get off in that backfield, a few times and and make it hard for them to move the ball. Yeah, it's gonna make for some interesting drama. Nathan, what's happening? What's happening, sir? What's happening? How you doing? Appreciate you for showing. Hoping for a different swagger after the bye. Want the entire team playing with the chip on their shoulders. I can go with that. I just think that it's like I said earlier. The injury bug has bitten us a little bit on the defensive side of the ball. We had some major pieces missing. And one of those pieces will be back this week. So it like I said, it kind of put a few pieces into their prospective natural lanes. And I think some things are going to get accomplished. I think we're going to get to the quarterback a few times. Matter of fact, I think we'll manage to get 2-3 sacks and a couple of turnovers. I do. I think we're going to be able to get, you know what I'm saying, 2, 3 sacks and a couple of turnovers. You know, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, strip sack fumble, you know what I'm saying, tip drill, picks, you know, but I think we're going to cause a couple of them. Raymond, how you doing, man? How you doing? How you doing, man? Nice to see you. Appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, coming in, sitting in, chatting in. Um, a statement needs to be made in this game. It got to start here. After the break, confidence should be refreshed. I think, I can agree. I can agree. I think for the most part, like I keep saying, with Ominyata being back, I think that's going to breathe a refresh, because it kind of shortened us down a little bit. It took people kind of sort of out of our natural rotations. You know, when you have, Grady's gone for the year, and then, Troy's out, and then all of a sudden you miss Ominyata for a couple of weeks. That hurt. That hurt. You know, um, I think, and I think, did we lose somebody? Landerman, not London, on him too. Yeah, we've been hit with the injury bug, and I get it. You know what I'm saying, next man up. You know what I'm saying. But when you're missing that much at once, it's the show must go on. True, the show must go on. But it's some things you just can't cover up when you're missing those kind of vital pieces, especially out of your rotation. To go from a 9, 10 man rotation down to 6, maybe 7, maybe even 5 for that matter. It stings. But with Ominyata back in the fold, with him and Street and Calais, you know what I'm saying? It kind of puts things kind of sort of back in its natural order a little bit. You know, um, you put Zoe back on the outside. You know what I'm saying? Where he works best. It puts Evan Ketty back. You know what I'm saying, on the edge. You know what I'm saying, on the outside of Calais. You know what I mean? And I think that, like I said, it's going to be grimy. It's going to be messy. It's going to be train wreckish. You know, but if the defense, hopefully the defense can get off the field on third downs more times than not. If we win the time of possession war, if we win the turnover battle, us not turning the ball, but they do. You know what I'm saying? And the offense puts up another, 23, 24-point game like this previous week. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a done daughter. Xavier, how's it going? How's it going, man? How's it going? Appreciate you. Appreciate you for coming in. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you for joining. Um, you know, um, like I said, it comes down to the basic fundamentals, you know what I'm saying, textbook tackling, wrap up, being gap sound, in this no undisciplined, penalties, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's gonna it's gonna be a interesting war. I tell you that much. I can tell you that much right there. Um, and if per se that Richard Grant is out here, I need, more game changing plays like picks and pass deflects than game killing plays like being out of position, on a third and long play, and you're not covering your zone where you're supposed to be. I'm just saying, it just that's my thing about this week as far as the defense is concerned. We don't need any more, Richie Grant headaches. We really don't. We really don't. We really don't. We don't need any more Richie Grant headaches. And, we definitely don't need any missed tackles. That had to be cleaned up. The fundamentally sound tackling. Wrap up and wrap up hard. That's just basically what it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen. That's just basically what it comes down to. This defense, got to step up and clean up. That what it bears to. I mean, it is what it is right there. We really, got to, that's what the defense it had. The defense got to step up and clean up. On the back end, we zone. You stay in your, play your zone, do your job. You know what I'm saying? Up front, we got to be, gap discipline. You know what I mean? Our guys on the line got to do their job so Ellis and Landon could do theirs behind. Like I said, I apologize for the late startup, but it couldn't be avoided. I had some work issues to deal with, but I, made it my instance, made it my best, to get in here and give you guys what you used to. Next Monday we'll be back at it at 10:30 a.m. as normal. And I appreciate, along with the rest of the guys, like Truth was saying, we appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all immensely. You know what I'm saying? All of you. The mainstay, Nathan, Corey, what I'm saying? Raymond, ATL, Leo, Sonya. Hey, Sonya. Yeah, what I'm saying? All you guys, Sherman, everybody that so that Mr. Knight, especially, hey, Christy, everybody, appreciate, the attention, the the dialogue, what I'm saying, if you will, what I'm saying. And I hope that a lot of times I give you all the info that, that you're looking for when, needed to, what I'm saying, in these topics, like I said, this is what we do, how we do when we do it each week, what I'm saying, every week, what I mean? What I'm saying? You're gonna have, K Styles and the guys tonight, what I'm saying? Tomorrow night, me and Truth gonna bring it to you with the realistic OGs. Wednesday I'm gonna bring y'all that sports tea like always. Thursday or Dirty Bird Thursdays, what I'm saying, with the therapist and what I'm saying, the guys. Fridays, the Falcon Friday High Noon Madness, what I'm saying. You got it in here for you. This is hate week. Everybody get your Dirty Bird, what I'm saying, your dressings, your hats, your jerseys, all that, and you know, we get in there, and like I said Friday, we got to do a better job at being the 12th man for this team. And not just on Sundays. Not just on Sundays. You know, um, I get, you know, dealing, you know, being frustrated with, you know, whatever, you know, negative things that happen, you know what I'm saying, with the team, but we ain't got to ride that every day. You know what I mean? You know, people get it construed about support. You know what I mean? These guys are human, just like we are. These guys are people too. But when you spend every day in and day out, all day, talking bad about these guys, you know, dragging their name in the mud and all that, day in and day out, you know, why you think it is taking 12 plus years for actual free agents wanting to come here? Guys want to play for a supportive crowd. You know what I mean? Yeah, they want to play for a supportive crowd. You know what I mean? Support these guys. Show up. You know what I'm saying? And scream, yell. Cheer on. You know, and I get it. Yeah, because and trust me when I tell you, because I've been here for 44 years. For 44 years. For 44 years. I ain't broke a television. I ain't denounced my fandom. I ain't out here taking shots at players, kids, wives, girlfriends, questioning folks' manhood, all that kind of crap. No. Uh-uh. I mean, you know, there's nothing, trust me, like I said, there's nothing wrong with voicing your opinion, voicing your displeasure. I mean, you know, there's a thing called moving on. There's a thing called moving on. You know what I'm saying? You get it off your chest and move on. You know what I mean? It got trash. You know, calling somebody trash every day of the damn week, man. You know, some of y'all, you know, I'm just saying, you know, you went to work and your boss was calling you trash every day. Would you want to stay there every day? Would you want to show up to work every day like that? You be trying to find something new, right? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, I'm just saying. Yeah, Keyshawn, yeah, yeah. Hey, I done been in there 3 times this year. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get in there one more time for the year's out. But yeah, make every third down for that defense. Yeah, be standing on top of somebody's head, screaming, jumping up and down, making some noise. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just saying we have to be like the dog pound in Cleveland. You know what I mean? You have to be like, the Raider den, you know what I'm saying, with the Raiders. You got to be like, you know what I'm saying, the Chiefs, you know, over there in Kansas City. You know, even now, you know what I'm saying, in the piranha pool, you know, down here with the Dolphins. You know, I mean, even I think, you know, a lot of people not talking about maybe how bad it may be here. Jets sell out every year, every game. And you know things have been bad up there, but they are there in there at the top of their lungs, giving it to them. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Pontiac. And you want to talk about a fan base that has had very much so reasons to not support a team, but they have been there, time and time, and they're, you know, in one of the toughest places to play. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying we got to be better as a 12th man. You know what I'm saying? You know, We got to be better as a 12th man. That's all I'm saying. We got to be better. It ain't nothing. And I'm not really not trying to tell you not to critique or not be frustrated, because I've been frustrated this year. But I mean, I voiced my frustration on whatever the issue may be, then I move on. And if I can, as a 44-year fan of this team, because Lord knows I've seen some awful football, awful, in Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Now I ain't even talking about Georgia, no, Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. And I can still, without a doubt, support this team each and every damn game that I watch. Come on now. And not need a straight jacket. You know what I'm saying? Not needing no Tylenol or no volumes, or you know what I'm saying? I might need a shot every now and then, a shot of liquor every now and then. I mean, but I'm just saying, come on, people. You know what I'm saying? And what that did they say about, if you continue to do a thing a certain type of way and get the same results? Well, maybe if you not be negative, and just downright disrespectful every day of the week to your own team, just maybe that might help things, change consistently. That's all I'm saying. And with that, you know what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, hold on, let me get one more in here. The dome needs to be like how it was at Sanford Stadium on Saturday. Yeah, and you're right. And you're right about that. And you're right about that. And you're right about that. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate everybody, you know what I'm saying, for, sticking around with me, and everything. It's Thanksgiving week. And like I always say, you keep it dirty. Keep it dirty birds. You know what I'm saying? Keep it ATL. And most of all, keep it real with yourself. And, keep it with good blessings. It's been your boy, OG Big Sam, Mad Monday with the OG. Appreciate you for showing up. Appreciate you for showing, showing some love. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you on the next program. We'll be out. Be blessed.